Unlocking your crypto, the wallet deep dive. Alright, so you're diving into the world of cryptocurrency. Maybe you've bought your first Bitcoin, some Ethereum, or you're exploring some interesting altcoins. That's awesome. But there's a crucial next step, something that's fundamental to actually owning and securing those digital assets. If you're holding crypto, you absolutely need a wallet. It's not just a recommendation, it's pretty much a necessity if you're serious about keeping your investments safe and accessible to you and only you. Think of it like this. You wouldn't just leave cash lying around, right? Same principle applies here, just in the digital realm. Now, the term wallet in the crypto space can be a little bit misleading if you're picturing something you physically put in your pocket. So, what exactly is a wallet in this digital world? How does it work? And with so many different types out there, software wallets, hardware wallets, mobile, desktop, custodial, non-custodial, which one should you actually use? It can feel overwhelming, almost like trying to pick the right smartphone when every model has a slightly different feature set and target audience. The choices matter, and they directly impact your security and how easily you can interact with your crypto. So in this video, we're going to unpack all of that. We'll break down the basics of what crypto wallets are, explore the different categories, weigh the pros and cons of each, and hopefully give you a much clearer picture. The goal here is to arm you with the knowledge you need to make an informed decision, one that fits your specific needs and comfort level when it comes to managing your digital assets. We're going deep, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so let's start with the absolute fundamentals. What is a crypto wallet? It's a term you hear constantly, but its actual function can be a bit misunderstood. Many people initially think a crypto wallet physically stores their coins, like a digital piggy bank. But that's not quite accurate. Your cryptocurrencies, your Bitcoin, your Ether, they don't actually live inside your wallet. They exist on the blockchain, which is a distributed public ledger. Think of the blockchain as this massive, shared, and constantly updated spreadsheet that everyone can see, but no single person controls. It's the record of all transactions. So if the coins aren't in the wallet, what is? The wallet stores your cryptographic keys, specifically your private keys and your public keys. These keys are what give you access to your coins on the blockchain and allow you to interact with them. The public key is like your bank account number. You can share it with others so they can send you crypto. It's derived from your private key, but it's mathematically infeasible to reverse engineer the private key from the public one. This is crucial for security, as you can imagine. Your private key, on the other hand, is the truly critical piece of information. This is top secret. It's like the PIN to your bank card, or even more accurately, the actual key to your vault. Anyone who gets access to your private key gets access to your crypto, full stop. So the primary job of a crypto wallet is to securely manage these private keys, keeping them safe from unauthorized access while still allowing you, the rightful owner, to use them when you need to make a transaction. It's a delicate balance between security and usability. Alright, now that we've established what a crypto wallet does, managing your keys to give you access to your crypto on the blockchain, let's talk about the main categories they fall into. Broadly speaking, wallets are classified as either hot or cold. This distinction primarily refers to whether or not the wallet, and therefore your private keys, are connected to the internet. It's a pretty fundamental difference with significant implications for both security and convenience, so understanding this is key. First up, let's talk about hot wallets. As the name suggests, hot wallets are connected to the internet. This category includes a variety of forms, such as mobile apps that you download onto your smartphone, browser extensions that integrate directly into your web browser like Chrome or Firefox, and desktop wallets, which are software programs you install on your computer. Because they are online, hot wallets are generally considered more convenient for frequent transactions and for interacting with decentralized applications, or dApps. Think about mobile wallets. These are super handy for making quick payments on the go, or for managing smaller amounts of crypto that you might use for daily or weekly transactions. Apps like Trust Wallet, Exodus Mobile, or Coinbase Wallet, their non-custodial version, fall into this category. They often have user-friendly interfaces, QR code scanners for easy address input, and can sometimes integrate with other financial apps or services, making them feel very much like a modern banking app, but for your crypto. Then you have browser extension wallets, with MetaMask being probably the most well-known example, especially in the Ethereum and EVM-compatible chain ecosystem. These wallets live right in your browser, making it incredibly seamless to interact with DeFi protocols, NFT marketplaces, and other Web3 platforms. Alright, so we've defined hot wallets, online and convenient, and cold wallets, offline and secure. Now let's really dig into the comparison, because choosing between them or deciding how to use both involves understanding a fundamental trade-off in the crypto world: the balance between ease of use and robust security. There's rarely a perfect solution that excels at both for every single user and every single situation. It's more about finding the right fit for your specific needs and risk tolerance. Let's start with hot wallets again. Their biggest selling point is, without a doubt, convenience. If you're someone who actively trades, frequently uses decentralized applications, or wants to make quick crypto payments, a hot wallet is almost essential. Imagine trying to interact with a fast-paced DeFi protocol, or snag a limited edition NFT if you had to plug in a hardware device and manually confirm every single small interaction. It would be incredibly cumbersome. Hot wallets streamline this process significantly. Mobile hot wallets, for instance, put your crypto right in your pocket. You can check balances, send funds to a friend, or pay for something at a merchant that accepts crypto, all with a few taps on your phone screen. Browser extension wallets make interacting with Web3 websites incredibly fluid. You're browsing a dApp, a prompt appears from your wallet extension, you review, click approve, and the transaction is on its way. This seamless integration is what makes the decentralized web accessible and usable for many. However, this convenience comes at a price. And that price is an increased security risk. Because hot wallets are connected to the internet, they are inherently more vulnerable to online attacks. Alright, so we've covered the hot versus cold distinction, which is all about internet connectivity and where your keys are physically. Now there's another crucial way to categorize wallets: custodial versus non-custodial. This one is all about who actually controls your private keys. And this is a big deal in the crypto space because it touches upon the core philosophy of decentralization and self-sovereignty. The saying you'll hear over and over again is, not your keys, not your coins. Let's start with custodial wallets. With a custodial wallet, a third party like a cryptocurrency exchange, think Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, or a dedicated custodial service, holds and manages your private keys on your behalf. When you buy crypto on a major exchange and leave it there, you're essentially using a custodial wallet. You have an account, you can log in, see your balance, and make trades, but you don't directly possess the private keys to those specific coins. The exchange does. The main advantage of custodial wallets is convenience, and for some, a sense of familiarity. It feels a lot like online banking. You have a username and password, and if you forget your password, there's usually a recovery process. You don't have to worry about securely storing a seed phrase or managing private keys yourself, which can be daunting for beginners. The exchange handles the complexities of key management and security on their end. For many people just starting out, this is the easiest entry point. Furthermore, trading on an exchange using their custodial wallet is often faster and cheaper because transactions might be happening off-chain within the exchange's internal ledger until you decide to withdraw. This can be beneficial for active traders. However, this convenience comes with significant counterparty risk. You are trusting that the third party will keep your assets secure, will remain solvent, and will always allow you to access your funds when you want them. Alright, we've touched on hardware wallets as a prime example of cold, non-custodial storage, but let's dedicate a bit more time to them because, for many serious crypto investors, they represent the gold standard for security. If you're planning to hold a significant amount of crypto, or if you're in it for the long haul, understanding how hardware wallets work and why they're so highly regarded is pretty crucial. Think of them as a specialized personal vault for your digital assets' private keys. The leading names in the hardware wallet space, as mentioned, are companies like Ledger, with their popular Nano S Plus and Nano X models, and Trezor, with their Trezor Model 1 and the more premium Trezor Model T. There are other players too, like KeepKey or Coldcard, each with slightly different features and design philosophies, but the core principle remains the same: to keep your private keys isolated from internet-connected devices, primarily your computer or smartphone, which are common targets for malware and hackers. So how do they achieve this? Hardware wallets are purpose-built microcomputers designed with a very narrow focus: secure private key management and transaction signing. They typically feature a secure element or a similar hardened chip. This is a tamper-resistant piece of hardware where your private keys are generated and stored, and critically, where they never leave. When you want to make a transaction, say send some Bitcoin, you connect the hardware wallet to your computer or phone, which is running a companion app like Ledger Live or Trezor Suite. Your computer or phone prepares the transaction details, the recipient's address, the amount, the transaction fee, and sends this information to the hardware wallet. Here's the magic. The transaction is then signed the hardware wallet using your private key, which again, never leaves that secure chip. The signed transaction, now authorized, is sent back to the computer or phone, which then broadcasts it to the cryptocurrency network. Your computer, even if it's compromised with malware, never sees your private key. Most hardware wallets also have a small screen and physical buttons. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground. What wallets are, the hot versus cold distinction, custodial versus non-custodial, and a deep dive into hardware wallets. So, how do you actually choose the right wallet or combination of wallets for your specific situation? The truth is, there's no single best wallet for everyone. The optimal choice really depends on your individual needs, your technical comfort level, the amount of crypto you're holding, and how frequently you plan to transact. It's a personal decision. If you're just starting out, perhaps buying your first small amount of crypto on an exchange, using the exchange's custodial wallet might be perfectly fine for a short period while you learn the ropes. It's convenient, and the barrier to entry is low. However, as your holdings grow, or as you become more familiar with the space, you should seriously consider moving towards non-custodial options to gain true ownership and control over your assets. This is a journey many crypto users take. The fundamental trade-off, as we've discussed, is often security versus convenience. For everyday transactions and interacting with dApps, a reputable mobile or browser extension hot wallet, non-custodial of course, can offer a good balance, provided you're only keeping smaller, spending amounts in it. For the bulk of your crypto, especially if it's a significant investment for you, a hardware wallet is almost certainly the way to go. That offline security for your private keys is paramount for long-term storage. Many experienced users adopt a multi-wallet strategy. They might have a hardware wallet for their main cold storage, a mobile wallet for some walking around crypto, and perhaps a browser extension wallet for specific DeFi or NFT activities. So, yeah, that's a pretty deep dive into the world of crypto wallets. We've gone from the basics of what they are, key managers, not coin containers, all the way through the different types, the security trade-offs, and the critical importance of protecting those private keys and seed phrases. It might seem like a lot to take in, especially if you're new to this, but understanding these concepts is genuinely fundamental to navigating the crypto space safely and confidently. Choosing the right wallet setup is less about finding a single best product and more about finding the right for your own goals and comfort level. The beauty of crypto, and particularly non-custodial wallets, is the empowerment they offer. You get to be your own bank with direct control over your assets. But with that great power, as we've emphasized, comes great responsibility. It means taking your security seriously, being diligent, and continuously learning. The landscape is always evolving, new wallet technologies emerge, and security best practices get refined, so staying informed is part of the game. Hopefully, this guide has given you a solid foundation to build upon. Ultimately, the goal here at Crypto Guide is to help you make sense of this often complex world. If this breakdown of crypto wallets was helpful, definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we've got a lot more content planned to help you understand everything from DeFi and NFTs to blockchain technology and market analysis. Do your own research, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and make informed decisions. Thanks for watching, and I'll